One of the best things you can do for your health is to sprint, and yet 95% of people over the age of 30 will never sprint again. What we're going to cover is the 4 things you need to do to improve your speed and your power. You want to move like you did in your 20s, but you're terrified of getting injured. Maybe you enjoy playing sports like pickleball or tennis or basketball, but you feel like you've lost your ability to move well on the field or the court. So I'm going to share these 4 things that you can do to improve your speed and power. The first thing you do is the dynamic warm-up. So a dynamic warm-up does 5 things. The first is it raises core body temperature and improves blood flow. Warmer muscles contract and relax faster, which improves performance. Number 2 is it increases joint mobility. When you move your joints to their full range of motion, they're ready for bigger movements. Next, it activates the nervous system, wakes up the brain to muscle connection, which is key for speed, power, and coordination. Number 4 is it prepares the tendons and ligaments. It gets connective tissue ready to handle stress safely. And finally, it reduces injury risk by gradually increasing intensity so your body is less likely to strain or tear when going all out. The most important thing that people forget to do is a dynamic warm-up, and this alone can really improve your ability and your speed. Do you know why sprinters in track and field are always doing a dynamic warm-up before they compete? It's not just injury prevention, it's performance enhancement. Studies have shown that raising muscle temperature through a dynamic stretching increases the elasticity of muscles, making them more capable of stretching and contracting efficiently during exercise. But here's what most people don't understand about a dynamic warm-up. Doing a dynamic warm-up is like stretching, but moving your body through space. You're not just sitting there holding a stretch for 30 seconds. You're actively preparing your joints and connective tissue for explosive movement. A dynamic warm-up should be done before any physical activity. And when you do it, you're putting money in the bank for your other physical abilities. So the second thing I like to do is something called Pogo hops. I like to do these 2 times a week. Pogo hops train the stretch reflex and are a great exercise to improve your explosive power. What they do is they train your tendons and ligaments, especially the Achilles tendons, to contract and be more elastic. With Pogo hops, you're basically just using the ankle joint to jump. And it's a very amazing exercise, and it's so simple to perform. You want to keep the volume low. So what I would do in the first month is do no more than 2 sets of 20 jumps twice a week. Why such low volume? Because your tendons and ligaments adapt slower than your muscles. If you do too much too soon, you're asking for injury. But when you progress gradually, you're building the foundation of elastic power that will serve you for years. The third thing I like to add is box jumps done right. So the reason why box jumps are so good is you're jumping onto a box and you're producing force, but there's less stress on the landing. Box jumps are really good for people that are a little bit older that might be getting back into plyometrics for the first time. The key with box jumps is actually to use a smaller box. A lot of people try to jump onto a box that's too high, and that's the wrong approach. The box that you should use, it should be very, very easy to clear, but you want to jump as high as you can and land as softly as you can. Try not to make any noise. The final key to regaining explosive power is sprinting. Sprinting is a fundamental athletic movement that can completely improve your ability. It's the most natural explosive movement pattern we have as humans, yet most everybody abandons it after their 20s. Here's a smart approach to getting back to sprinting. Most people haven't done it in a while, so what you want to do is when you go sprinting, never go above 80% of your maximal ability for the first month. The second month, maybe you bring it up to 90%, but you're only doing these workouts 1 to 2 times a week, and you're going to rotate them back and forth with plyometrics. Why 80%? Because your muscles might be ready to sprint, but your tendons, ligaments, and nervous system need time to adapt. Here's what's fascinating. Even at 80% effort, you're still able to train your body to move explosively, and you're reinforcing those neural pathways. You're reminding your body what it feels like to be fast. And the key with sprinting is always to do a good dynamic warm-up first and give yourself complete rest between runs. If you do these things, you'll start to improve your explosive power and improve those physical qualities that will keep you young, vibrant, and feeling great. It will also improve your performance in just about any physical activity that you engage in. Variety is the spice of life, and adding some speed and power work will do a lot for your physical health and wellness.